I also don't go with mental issues by no means. That is a small slice of the overall pie. But essentially, we take people when they are really young and essentially uh, vulnerable, and whether like it's a question of whether they're going to survive. But let's just assume that they do, and that's really, I mean, I don't want to get into poor people who die for this country, and there's like absolutely nothing really that's done for them except if they're lucky a flag draped coffin. And, but for what they've given to this country, I mean, it's just an incredible amount. But the people who have the, who are fortunate enough to survive, and they have the ability and a lot of opportunities to provide benefits to the country. And essentially, many times they're stigmatized as people who might have PTSD or people who may be more aggressive. And so they have to essentially find not that many different types of job roles in society. They're stigmatized to like police. These are the people who've made the biggest sacrifice for our country. It should be essentially the country should want to ensure that the GI Bill is paid in 100% of whatever your education is. I mean, we're the ones who took, I say we as a country, took those years away from you. And to me, it's almost like a scam, the GI Bill is now, because the cost of tuition for most colleges is so expensive that, and the GI Bill does not cover it all, that many veterans have to take out a loan anyway, and then the interest just builds up over the course of their life. So perhaps they're going to be homeless for multiple ways. Number one, from the military, but two, from student loans. It's really, in my opinion, a very sad situation. And if you were to ask the average American about the people who serve in the military, I would say to you a majority of people think that you still get paid once you leave, and that there is some kind of like social security, social system that is out there. Because people hear, oh, Veterans Affairs, and that your medical coverage, your medical care is covered. It is not that way. If you go to a VA, you may be on a list for 6 months. You don't have the same kind of opportunities that many people have in the private realm of healthcare. And really, if anything, I want to help shine a light on the fact that once you're essentially discharged, you're forgotten about by the military. In fact, they don't want to have anything to do with you, and that's when they should want to help you the most, because really that's when you're most vulnerable. There's a lot too as well when you are coming back into society, and essentially, everyone remembers you on perhaps Veterans Day, but they forget about you the next day. And I just want to remove that stigma that, if I can just say it, there's a population perhaps of POWs out there. I'm not sure who they are, but perhaps they fought in foreign wars. And I just want those people to know that they aren't forgotten. There's certainly people out there who have forgotten them. They think, oh, well, if you served in Vietnam, that there's no way that like, everybody came back or they're dead. That's not necessarily true. There may be other people out there and that they are cared about, but generally in society, people don't like to think about war, and so they want to forget these things. I would make sure, at least if I had any input on it, that we would bring these people to the limelight and treat them as what they are in many ways, which is heroes. I'm not saying war is right. I am a pacifist, and I think I'm anti-war. If I had to run for any kind of political political position, I'd be an anti-war candidate. but I do understand that a military is necessary. And really, when we have these stories about the Pentagon spending $500 on a hammer, yet outside the Pentagon or out on the streets of Washington, D.C., or any major city in America, you have tent cities essentially that are a large segment of which are veterans. It's just a really sad state. And one last thing, and I know I said it before, I just want to reiterate, most veterans who are unhoused do not have mental disabilities. They are normal people who just didn't have the funds, perhaps, to be able to buy a house, or maybe for one reason or another, they had not the correct credit to be able to get the housing loan. I mean, it isn't a guarantee, and that's really unfortunate. If I could help people in any way, it would really be to bring knowledge to the American people of what our military men and women do for our country, but also the fact that they need more support or as much support outside the military as they get inside the military. Thank you for letting me contribute that. It's an excellent suggestion, David. Excellent suggestion. apartment people have for the sun. I can keep it. You can have photos here from anywhere, and people just love it. And you don't, if you were done, it's too complicated. I'm not going to have to send them. I mean, it's a big, you can send them through email. So this can frame sort of like a personalized email address that you can send the photos to that email address and it'll fall on that person, right? That's right. That's right. And for people who think this is somewhat exotic or different, it is very simple to use. And that's part, I think, of why the product has become so popular is that whether you're sending pictures to it from your phone via email or you ink the app, it's extremely easy to send pictures to it. And the difference is, if you send a photo to someone in a text message or a message, it'll be done, right? Maybe it'll go back to it, but it almost immediately disappears from the screen. And if you send it to their work, you can see it every day. That's magic, particularly with parents and parents in those areas where people get these pictures and they really would treasure them. They could treasure them. And that's what festival is. And yeah, it's kind of fun too when you're on vacation, you can send us photos directly to the frame. We did that here in Hawaii a couple weeks ago, and we were sending pictures from our vacation right to the frame. Instead of text messaging, we just sent them to the frame, and it's not fun because you know that our in-laws are sitting in their kitchen, and all of a sudden you see this new picture pop up, and you're like, oh, that's cool, it's brand new. Let's look on that. I have let's talk about the new feature. So you've got this colorizer feature, which will take a black and white or a sepia image and colorize it. That's right. That's right. And it's very easy to do. So I was used to see it earlier. I had a picture of one of my aunts, and it was in black and white back in the 40s. And I did sort of the most simple thing, which is that I took a picture of the picture, right? Using my finger to take a picture with my thumb, and then you see two little circles in the corner, and you just tap on that, and they colorize, and it adds just a little bit of color to the picture, and it's a nice, it makes it seem a little bit more alive, but I still enjoy it. What about this feature that was historical photos? So tell me about that. Is it similar? Yes, yes, same kind of thing. So you'll have a picture that has a tear in it or a scratch, something like that, and this requires a little bit of retouching to get rid of those kinds of scratches. But so much of what we do at Aura, we try to use some high technology, some fancy algorithm behind the scenes, but we want it to be very easy to use and essentially to make the technology aspect of it disappear. And this works exactly the same way. That it's just one tap. It makes the photo look a little bit better. From the end goal essentially is to let you enjoy your photos a little bit better than you would have been able to otherwise. And I love the idea. I really thought about getting photos from the app to think about adding them to my camera roll, but yeah, the little finger icon in the right corner when you say add photos. And so if you're at, say, your grandma's house or your family member's house, and you see a photo that you want, it's on your wall, that you want on your frame, you can just scan it and have it your own frame. It's kind of cool too. Yeah, and that's a very, very common use case. And it's a way you don't have to go through a lot of effort, and the quality's fine. And again, what it brings to you is the model that you get from seeing that picture again. So the top selling frame is the Carver Max, and this is regularly 180. Right now it's 150 for a Mother's Day deal. Then you got the Mustang, which is 180, which is a 9-inch screen, and then you've got the Mustang Lux, which is the highest photo quality size of 2 display. That's 229. But for most people, be happy to see the feed. Obviously, whatever you bought, you're going to be happy with the way the pictures look on it. And I noticed last time I was in Costco, I saw them in there, and I thought that was pretty neat. Yeah, we've got a great partnership with Costco, and terrific gift for Mother's Day. People usually love it. I think that's what makes my job so rewarding. All right, Josh, I'll back from Aura Flames. I'll put a link on my website at rickon.tv. Thanks so much for joining us today, Josh. Appreciate it. Thank you, Rick. Bye-bye. Okay, these brand it's something great. Yeah. So if you're looking for something from Mother's Day, and this is one of those things, or any day, honestly, you can, every time I talk about this thing on TV, people just go wild over it because it's something that you kind of remember from back in the day. Like we all had this digital frame, but once you get that age of Wi-Fi, it is really, really nice. I think we're setting them apart from some of the other frames that actually really just the quality of not only the frame, but also the app and the way that you get your it's on our website with today. I told up, I can't believe it, we're going to close out the show. It is Rich 101. Should we squeeze in one more question here? But otherwise, there's some more things happening in the tech world. Coming up. Rich Severo, Rich on next on KFI, AM 640. Time now for news updates. Live in 24-hour news update. LAPD investigating this morning's shooting in Hollywood. Police received a shots fired call around 2:35 a.m. and shoot arrived at 7400 block next to your Sunday Garden. Federal prosecutors are asking the judge to sentence the leader of the Ocean to 25 years in prison for his role in the January 6th riot at the Capitol. Stewart Rhodes was convicted of seditious conspiracy in November. More than 13,000 people in the Canadian province of Alberta have been forced under homes as 78 wildfires continue to burn out of control. Let's go back to the road. Much more to an accident in Ontario on the just cleared out of the left-hand lane, but 10 miles first we have to wait to Denver and Greenville and Colton from the city to Waterman, and then in and around the former accident senior or from Rwanda to do it. That marks the freeway portion of the town, heading eastbound right along here. All bridges is still in the right-hand lane, but only from the Boston Parade. First from Cloverfield to the 405, and then from Rockford to the LA. They are on the side, will take their answer on my camera. I'm seeing Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome at the end of your first year. They automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right. Everything you've earned, double. The cash back with trips, restaurants, all double. Here you go. You just check it out for yourself at discover.com/net. Is your home title still in your name? Home Title Lock. When you look up there, it's in the store. It is. Your home title is online where you can forge your signature, take out loans against it, or you could sell it. Homeowners insurance and common identity theft programs don't protect you. Home Title Lock does. Verify your home is still in your name with Home Title Lock. When you look up search and register your address for 33 days of protection at HomeTitleLock.com/free. HomeTitleLock.com/free. The word is out. You can talk for the same price you cover, but at a fraction of the price. In fact, the average family pays over $800 a year when switching from Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. And switching is so easy. You can keep your phone, keep your number, or just use discounts on the latest iPhones and Android. Right now, you can get unlimited calls, texts, and 6 weeks of data for just $30 a month. Or if you still want unlimited data, you can get that and still save a fortune. So make the switch with the same process of your but it has fun. Get unlimited calls, text, and for just $30 a month. So cell phone, now you say switch now. And go 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 and say switch now. You'll have enough to do it. The podcast, Sunny, the radio burner, explores the unsolved homicides of three disc junkies in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. It's an investigation that exposes corruption and drug trafficking, painting a portrait of Miami as a forward operator with a CIA, where we can be on free and the radio. I'm not going to understand. Come back when things start. Listen to the video burner on the iHeartRadio app and wherever you get your podcast. There are too many headlines every week for business, tech, banking, even artificial intelligence that fire those that you can overwhelm. Every week, we sit through those headlines, dismiss the scary and the stupid, and focus on the smart and important. That's macro, as in macroeconomics. And that macro take matters to all of us. Macro with Jason Middleton tomorrow afternoon, noon on KFI. Yes, 640. On demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. So let's try to get through some of the things that I wanted to tell you about this week. Airbnb. Let's talk about them. They are introducing over 50 new features based on people complain that it's just too expensive to stay in a hotel. The list of things that we're doing to check out are just too much, and all the fees and all that kind of stuff is gotten kind of out of control. And so Airbnb obviously knows that travel is picking up, and there's going to be a lot of options out there, so they want to compete once again. So they've got these 50 different features and upgrades that address some of these pain points. But the main one is really the new feature called Room, Airbnb Room. And Airbnb is saying that this is going to travel a lot cheaper, a lot more affordable. They say 80% of private rooms are under $100 a night, with an average rate of $67 a night. And so it's shifting kind of like back to the basics. Airbnb started out with people renting rooms in their homes, and look, so it's a great way to travel and a very inexpensive way to travel. And so we get it. It's kind of scary to stay with a random person, but just kind of make it more approachable. And they have this new thing called the host passport. And the host passport lets you get to know the person that you're staying with. And so they have all kinds of fun things on there, like what they like to do, fun facts, where they like to school, what they do for work. There's larger pictures, so you can get an idea of who this person is before you stay with them. And I'm not saying you're sitting in their room, I mean it's a private room in their home. But they also have filters that let you see that this private room have a bathroom, that this private room have a locker door. So again, I mean, look, there's time and place for everything. I think that some people will say, no way, I'll never do that. There's a lot of people that say, yeah, it's kind of fun. And I was looking at some of the listings, and some of these people, there's like, one of the people was like an executive at Uber. It's like they're rented for like years. It's like, okay, well, I feel comfortable staying with them. But again, it depends on your level of comfort with this kind of stuff. Some of the improvements, total price, you can see what the price is with fees before taxes. The checkout, you can see these checkout instructions before you book, because sometimes these checkout instructions can be at least joke, like, can you please organize my photo collection before you check out? It's like, it seems a little unreasonable. You can also see if people are getting low ratings for unreasonable scores. Will be removed from Airbnb. And then if you stay over 3 months, the service fee will be a lot cheaper. And then we also have this new dedicated 24/7 support team, which will be priority access when you're on a trip, but when you call while you're on a trip, you can get someone for you. So Airbnb, doing a bunch of stuff there. On your iPhone this week, you probably saw this rapid security response update. Yeah, this is brand new. So this is, if you know about the iPhone updates, they can be a store. They can take a really long time to install. So now they have this thing titled called Rapid Security Response. These are updates that address things and issues on the iPhone, like security issues that are pretty major. They can install them very rapidly and quickly and without a major restart most of the time. Now, this did require a restart, but in the future, it may not. So these are much more smaller updates. You'll know because it'll say Rapid Security Response, and it will also be so, or I'm not sure if it's just the letter A or if it's going to be a letter at the end of it. So you'll know that it's a rapid response where it has a letter, but go ahead and install it and see exactly what that's all about. Meanwhile, in Google, you might start noticing blue check marks next to a tender's name. This is to signify that the tender is verified. And so I think this is pretty smart with all of these phishing emails out there. You'll probably notice this if you open up an email and it comes from a big brand like Amazon, blue check mark. You can hover over the blue check mark and make sure that that is a legitimate tender. You also can have it enabled on personal Google accounts. Self-testing now. Let's get to Dave. Dave says, hey Rich, I love the show. You're doing a wonderful job. I'm addicted, and your topics are terrific. Well, thank you, Dave. Last week, I had a caller with questions about how to Android Auto for an older vehicle. This is what I use for my 2012 Toyota Prius, and it works great. It's all wireless. The battery unit is in power. Plug into the RCA jack to get the sound out using the car radio into the 2 wires on the left side. It sends a little picture. The mount is the TV block, which of course I don't use. It's totally stable. The company is CarPride. It's from China. The service and shipping were excellent. I highly recommend. I have no issues so far. Why replace the entire radio if it's not needed? Thanks. Dave. Yeah, thanks for the feedback. That's excellent. Looks like a good installation. I like it. I love how you have it mounted on top of the TV player because you don't need that. Let's see here. Anyway, Sam says, I think that when you got Sam, I have one like silver at a discount. I have it for about $26 a month. All these subscriptions add up. I can't afford a subscription for everything. The comment on battery drain has me thinking. I only drive 15 minutes to and from work. I'm thinking that maybe not for battery. Or why stand about 3 months of battery? And listening to that in the gas gap. When I talk to their Wi-Fi, there's so much alert when I'm home. Maybe that's not the perfect solution, but the camera will keep recording against their memory card until we get back to Wi-Fi. And that would be a solution I'd love for things to do. So, yeah, I have a feeling that Wise could really do a good gas cam because Wise is a very smart company, and I think that's a great solution. Instead of paying that subscription, they would just record continuously on a loop. Then when you get your Wi-Fi, the camera would go ahead and upload those clips to the cloud. So Wise is doing some great things over here. Very, very good company for them. Thank you for feedback. All right, if you have feedback to the show, hello at RichOnTech.tv. All right, Albert Camaro, that's going to do it for this episode. Can you believe it? Next week, I'm headed to Google I/O. We're going to have new foldable phones, probably plans for AI, and much more. So be sure to check out the show next week when I give you the whole update from Google I/O. You can find me on social media. I'm at Rich on Tech, the website, richontech.tv. Don't forget to check it out for everything I mentioned here, plus the TV segment. My name is Rich Camaro. Thanks so much for listening. There are so many ways you can spend your time. I do appreciate you spending it right here with me. Thanks to everyone who makes this show possible. I'll talk to you real soon. We're everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Ronald Reagan said in his farewell address, all great things in America start at the dinner table. Hi, I'm Dave Spell, the founder of GoodRanchers.com. We're taking back the dinner table by delivering the best food America has to offer straight to your door. GoodRanchers.com is a safe and convenient way to purchase the highest quality meat for your family. Now confidently knowing you're supporting American farms by partnering with a business that loves America and shares your values. Summertime is almost here. Don't be caught with the empty freezer. Stock up on beef, chicken, seafood, and pork. At GoodRanchers.com, we've got the help you really want. Bone-in ribeye, New York strip, all natural burgers, better than organic chicken, and so much more. And right now, get $25 off your first order when you use the code FAMILY25. That's FAMILY25. Plus, subscribe today and get a pound and a half of Applewood smoked bacon free in every box for a year. That's over a $200 value for free. Subscribe today and use code FAMILY25 at GoodRanchers.com. Is your home title still in your name? Home Title Lock, free lookup service to make sure it is. Your home title is online where you can forge your signature, take out loans against it, or even sell it. Homeowners insurance and common identity theft program don't protect you. Home Title Lock does. Verify your home is still in your name with Home Title Lock, free lookup service. And register your address for 33 days of protection at HometitleLock.com/free. HometitleLock.com/free. Los Angeles and Times. Live everywhere on the radio app. Firefight 1. I get the middle of the last day about 24 hours later. Firefighters that put out a big warehouse armor could spend hours finding and pulling out hotspots in the more than 100,000 square foot furniture distribution center. LA County Fire spokesman Ruben Munoz says still 80 buildings created challenges for a rising crew. With every smoking fire, so it's hard to go, duck smoke, and you have all that fire and stuff like that. So we had to go to the fence with you. It's along the process. The fire broke out around 3:40 this morning. No injuries have been reported. E-commerce was sold by the Solar Plus battery storage project in Riverside County has secured clean energy rates for the Ocean Power Authority for 20 years. 90 megawatts of solar energy. Ocean Power Authority Joe Boston says the agreement is with Green Energy Orchards to build the plant with battery capacity to store 30 megawatts of clean energy. Voltage generation and energy storage is Riverside and interconnected into the satellite grid, and it could power about 40,000 average residential homes. The OCPA was just a 4 negative audit for the team online, but has
multiple changes. The Clean Energy Choice provider currently serves 4 cities in Orange County, coordinating our things for the fighting. King Charles III now crowned as the British monarch. God save the king! The crown was placed on Charles' head today at Westminster Abbey in London during the King's coronation. The coronation of Charles comes nearly 8 months after he ascended to the throne following the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II. In 1840, monarchs to be crowned at Westminster Abbey. The LA County Fair has opened a 15-day run at the Fairwest in Pomona. Carnival includes 3 new rides, a swinging pirate ship, slingshot ride, and the Thrill Rider Local Street Station. People can also check out the Big Red Barn, the photo station, and the concert school, featuring John Gregory Chocolate Barn, and George Benson, and as ever, the LA County Fair has a wacky food offering with more than 1,200 menu items to choose from. They include Captain Crunch pickle sandwich, hot Cheeto cheese pickle pizza, deep fried s'mores, and yes, things that food is just that. Let's take traffic right now. Imagine this taking a step on a disabled vehicle on the table. The news on Santa Monica Freeway and eastbound in Normandy, a South Woodbridge that had the right-hand lane blocked for a long time. Finally cleared out of the way, but the traffic is found this hill fall from the right. Downtown Santa Ana on the 5 northbound at Egginton Street is kind of from the right shoulder, onto the solid backup to Colder Drive. Right shoulder, onto the solid backup to Colder Drive. 91 eastbound at Bellflower Boulevard, and that's congested order. This westward lead is number 112 from Alameda, 3605. Hey, I'm in the town, so I'm sure. I'm my phone. Honey, is our car still in the warranty? No, not anymore. We got an extended service plan from ROTHSCHILD. ROTHSCHILD? Yeah, Ox will cover our repair bills if anything happens to our car, new brakes, a transmission, AC, or engine trouble. Plus, ROTHSCHILD offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and your tire system. Wait a minute, we think nothing on the repairs? Ox is a big store? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance? What's the number? 800-301-4889. Options a 30-day money-back guarantee and the rate plus rating is a better business deal. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike other warranty companies. We can call now, 800-301-4889. So I can wait to get the unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling ROTHSCHILD here now. Call ROTHSCHILD here for your free quote. 800-301-4889. Ask it out to you and military discount. We'll get you out with a major car repair bill. Call ROTHSCHILD here. 800-301-4889 or ROTHSCHILD.com. Hot Cheeto cheese pickle pizza. It's not getting all the rage. Southern California weather. Clouds started rolling in this afternoon. Highs today ranging from the low 60s to the 50s to the upper 60s as we move Cleveland, LA, and Orange County. Tonight, cloudy and actually fall again. Midnight with lows in the lower 50s. Tomorrow, the morning fog will burn off and some of your skies will prevail. Highs are 10 warmer than across the field. Right now, the midpoint is 63, and the high is 69. Downtown Los Angeles, 67 degrees. On the year coming in. New is local. Last time where I was using Jason Miller. Hey, Jason. I'm here for you. What do you call a barbecue fun? I don't have to. From me to fork. Everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Don't forget to follow us on that iHeartRadio app to get what you use to watch on your phone. It's great to do it. I can do it since day one. Does that make me better than you? That's me. But you can do better than me by following. Happy Saturday to you on what did you do today? Getting much energy back from whatever front my kindergartners brought home? Yep. One, three older parents. With three, with the anywho, with before we celebrate food, everything's dealing with food, beverages, and cooking at home, going out to eat, and everything in between. program first two segments are always scheduled for which let's start that off. I wanted to go back to and tricks. I'll give you a couple of utensils I think are very important to have, and then some tricks that you should know about to make your life easier in the kitchen. The first one that I need to tell you about, I know you're going to say thermometer because that's usually the first on my list. I'll say that for later. The immersion blender, also referred to as a stick blender. Now, if you see these, they're a handheld blender. They've got small blades on the bottom and a little bit of a canopy down the bottom that covers that from splashing all around. You can blend in a cup, in a glass container. You can blend in a pan. So it's great for if I'm making a sauce and I want to break down the tomatoes and all of the ingredients coming together. But I don't want to cook the style, then I put the immersion blender in there. And even when it's hot, boom, I can get it going and break down a puree into something delicious. The reason why this is so important is because the availability of the container you're using is easier to pour everything into a blender container, blend it in that container or into a food processor, and it saves you a step in the entirety of the process. It's usually one of those things that I love. A lot of them come with attachments. Some of them are fine, and it comes with like a lid. You put that on there, and you can make your whipped cream. I guess is going to be the main thing you're going to do if you're looking to do like a meringue. I'd probably stick to doing that inside door because I think you're going to control it and all of that a lot easier side to keep up there. But it's nice to have. And there are some other things that even a little tiny food processor, maybe it's a 3-cup thing, and you can attach that because you can process things with no blast and some of your pressure, all that's fine. But the reality is that this blender or the immersion blender is awesome. And if you ever go to a commercial kitchen, they have immersion blenders that are the size of a pogo stick. If you remember pogo stick. And they're like a massive. I mean, look, it's like an outboard motor for a boat. And they use those because it's super efficient to do it in the pot with a pan, the container that you're cooking it. They're not expensive, but they are one of those things that I think every house should have. Keep them at the ready, and it just goes even for like a malt cake. We have malt cake makers at the house because they're just fun. But in the reality that my boy says, hey, Daddy, can you use one of your cakes? It's very easy to break in a single cup. But you actually in there, milk in there, malt powder, if you're going to do that. And then, blend it up with thick blender and 6 cups. Sometimes they use the back and forth. So, virgin blender, right up there, big. Yes, now onto the thermometer. Yes, the thermometer is important. You want an increase thermometer. That means you want to put it in whatever you thing you're checking the temp on. Protein, whatever it is, rice that you're checking, you want it to come up the temp and show you the temp very quickly. Otherwise, you stick it in and you pull out there with you're like, it wasn't ready yet. And you want one that's good. Currently, I use Thermopen. They're about $100. They are kind of an industry standard for chefs, and it is an amazing thermometer. But you got one recently. I just got one this week. My install Pizza Probe from Tyson, EYPHUR. It was a CDS in January. It's amazing. It's not just look like a second before you have everything. They're where it's amazing. It's not just look like a second before you have everything. The cash is rising. The comma that I was going to put after Thermopen is, like I said, it's the next standard for chefs. past all the time. Here's the one that I'll use in Rock Express. Now, there's one, I'm not going to tell you about it yet because I just brought it and I want to test it. But I was blown away at the speed so far and and that the screen that has the LED display is direction sensitive. So if you turn it upside down, it will write the temperature. Because sometimes you're going in an angle on your grill, and then you have to put your head and feet, and it lights up in a way that it's very easy. And so far, I'm incredibly impressed and looking forward to do a full review. I want to spend more time with it in my real life experience. It's so wrong with ThermaPen at all. There's, like I said, I've been in the industry for a long time, but I am curious about if someone to start dating again. It's called Instafo, or something called Type EYC. Oh, yeah. So, it has all 18 cool screens that you can read on the fly. 45 degrees Fahrenheit, they will take you away. That's in the but so far, I've only used it a couple of times this week. I'm super. Nothing will change your cooking game, grilling game, more than the thermometer. No, because temperatures aren't there, and understanding them, and also learning about residual heat. So when you take something off the grill, that heat is still inside and working its way to the center of the atom. And if it's dense, it's going to raise another 5, sometimes 6 degrees while it's resting. So what I've learned with that thermometer is things are off inside and you can before it's at the temperature you want. And those types of things will get you perfect chicken breast that is dry and things like that. So that's the hardest. The breast are tears up good. And getting the wine between thinner, more fat, or more quickly rather, and then you step process, you can get them dry. So good thermometers always need to be on important high end for your kitchen. A strainer is imperative. You will see many different types of strainers in your they come in different sizes. The one I'm talking about is their standard is like a bowl, but it's like that green material, almost like you would on your window. It's in the steel, maybe on the door, it's stainless steel, and it's with that little bulb or bowl at the bottom. They're super expensive. You find them at a grocery store. They can be used for many things. As a matter of fact, sometimes when you get lumps with a flavoring, you can throw it through that. Not worry about the lumps because the lumps out and it's pretty so perfect. So you go, oh, no, I ruined it. Yeah, spit it out and you're good. But one of the things that people ask all the time is how to get that perfect coat day. The best thing you can do is put your egg in a sieve. The thinner albumin, the white the egg, the thinner part, will go through that and then stick it. That's part of it, and then coat it where you won't have those with the cereal, soap-like clips that come with it. It's just really interesting and wonderful. So, we'll do back with more tips, tricks, and things you need in your kitchen, not to clutter them up, but things that you're going to use for multiple uses. So, where it is a gold port on this video, let's take away the scenes now, which is going to be 24-hour save on you. Today is day 5 of the Writers Guild Strike. Visitors are from the studios in Burbank, Hollywood, and Culver. Day 5 of the Writers Guild Strike. Visitors are from the studios in Burbank, Hollywood, and Culver City. Ukraine says it shot a Russian hypersonic missile out of the sky.
Is that the best one? Yep. You look like that Melvin. Piano, there's a ticket for now. Hey, go on, you're on fucking NBC. Why is he yelling at the little candidate? That's guns at this cold shit.
lawyer. You get a legal army, almost 800 lawyers alone. Your case is a figure to us. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm. More. Visit 40people.com for an office near you. Another nice sunny day here in Southern California. This is the perfect time to think about getting solar and saving money. Like I think of the solar and solar was cool outside. These hot summer days are coming. But that's still now with solar mass technology. Just think, no more worrying. How much is this going to cost me if I turn on the AC? What happens when I'm solar? I love my $12 electricity bill. Of course, I even love it with a power company. Call Solar Max for a professional assistant for $0 down, $59.99 a month, for the most powerful solar panels on the market. No one offers a solar system for that. You can get a design system, everything is solar control. We have unmatched pricing and quality control with design, engineered, energized locally under one roof at Riverside. People until call Solar Max for a 12-panel system, $0 down, $59.99 a month. South House is just your seller, pick up keyword Solar Max. Play Bank comes meditative spirit podcast. It's the best way to bring back perfect into your life. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, and better to listen to meditative points on the outside of the app or wherever you get your podcast.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I want you all to know that I am the Guinness World Record holder for most amount of time on YouTube live stream. I have been streaming my life on YouTube for more than 666 straight days. That's almost 2 years. And I do it for world peace. One thing that we talk about a lot on my stream is world peace and doing our best to end world hunger and world thirst, of which I have a particular investment and just personally, not financially, is Africa and the continent of Africa. Really, when my stream goes viral one day, I really want to help people in Africa, specifically people. I think that there's some technology that we're not utilizing on the continent, such as
when you're dealing with garbage is one of the things that drives me nuts. I like the process of cooking. Every meal to into it sometimes not so great. And that means you're cutting, you got ends that you're not going to use. Or further, you're taking all those vegetable ends, the leafy parts, things like that, and you're using them to make a vegetable broth or a stock in your case, just dark. That's great. But someone would go through that every single time, and the best thing to do is learn this from grateful way, not I don't know a person but if you're not doing it, I don't want to that's your spot. Anywho, and she would use a large bowl on the countertop and put her refuse there. I thought that was very smart, especially to use it in the process of breaking it down or using it as fertilizer or putting it into the bin. But yeah, I just love the process and the tool if you want to is the bench scraper. Now, bench scraper looks kind of like a nice metal stainless steel and has a plastic handle usually sometimes wood. It works a couple different ways. One, it will work as a dough cutter. Dough like a dough cutter. Dough like a batter blade. It works better than if you take like a chef knife to whip all comes out. It's much to whip all comes out. It's much easier to use a bench scraper to go and cut that dough. So if I'm making pizza dough and things like that, I use that and it separates it perfectly. But also to scrape this stuff off into the bowl, moving stuff from one place to the other, scooping out things into your whatever you're making the cake on. It works very well. So those are like the things that I think about. The other last thing is if you're going to defrost, you have an aluminum tray. Why does that work? The fastest way to thaw something out is to put it in water that's like have running water and put it under the running water. It's got to be cool water, not warm water. That's technically the fastest. Not always great to do it that way.
Absolutely. How you doing, Slavo? Fantastic, Lyndon. Thank you so much for the opportunity to come up and speak. I want to introduce myself. I'm Rabbi Rothschild. I am Guinness World Record holder for most content on YouTube. So I've spent the last 656 straight days plus on YouTube living my life as the Truman Show. And it's a word about world peace. So I just want to introduce myself. I have more content on YouTube than any person in global history. And really just would like to understand about that which we're discussing. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Data is the number one resource on Earth. It's more important, at least to humanity, than air, water, than gold, than petroleum. And so one day, perhaps this too may be very valuable, especially to AI and building the foundation. And if that happens, we're going to have a lot of discussions about world peace. We're going to have a lot of discussions about ending world hunger, world thirst. And I'm just really an advocate for humanity and humans in general. I don't want people to have war anymore. I'm trying to get people on board.
The Department of Defense is trying to recall people and military mental health evaluations confidentially at their own request. Service is offered to military members even if they are not on active duty. Services at 45 days.
I put as many videos online as I can. I want to share my life with the world, essentially. I want people one day to be able to tune in whenever they want and be able to watch someone live like us humans do. I think that we can learn a lot about ourselves by watching someone that we're not that strange. Everybody goes to that. And it's not just on YouTube on one stream. I'm live also on 7 different Instagrams. We're live on TikTok, we're live on Snapchat, we're live on Discord, basically just doing our best to get out the message about world peace and really future technology. Some things that we discussed are the idea of mind uploading, basically scanning your brain and perhaps putting it into a robot or into a cyborg or a cybernetic being or an ethereal spirit or a clone of yourself. Those are things that perhaps in a generation or two, those are decisions that are going to have to be made. Other things that we discussed are the idea of anti-gravity, anti-matter, and just generally advancing ourselves as a society. There are hydroponics that we can utilize. There's vertical farming we can utilize. We hear about water shortages. There's desalinization plants. Basically, you take water from the ocean, run it through a desalinization plant, and it becomes clean drinking water. These are types of technologies I feel that aren't utilized enough in society, and I look forward to a day when we do use them.
Here is a special offer. The Buzzman is offering free termite inspection. Call today and get a free termite inspection next week. You heard right. Call today before 4 p.m. and the termite inspection is free. On your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the Buzzman. On your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the Buzzman. If you call right now, you'll also receive a free 1-year maintenance program valued at $325 with a completed inspection and service. For your free termite inspection, dial pound 250 and say the Buzzman. I'm with Technical with Mike and road construction in Redlands, Washington.
Absolutely. And you're right, it is a freaky idea, but these are certainly ideas that are being discussed with the transhumanism argument, and they're decisions that our children or our children's children will might start have to make. I'm in agreement with you. It is a freaky idea, but I'd rather be at the forefront of it than behind. And so I want to learn as much about it as possible. And basically, if people want, give them the opportunity to perhaps live forever within reason if they want. I am. I live in California. LSU football. You know who the comedian Theo Vaughn is? Dang, dang. It's absolutely wonderful. Every day is a holiday. Every meal's a feast. Sunshine just pours down on your porch every single day. Absolutely. California is an absolute privilege to live here. Sunshine just pours down on your porch. Every day's a holiday. Every meal's a feast. It's very beautiful, at least from a weather standpoint. Can't get any more beautiful. Absolutely. Country folk are some of my favorite folk that we have. Sorry, fantastic. Absolutely. On my stream right now or in the future, please follow at Jen K underscore NFT. I'm sorry, I muted myself. If you're watching my stream right now, please follow at Jen K underscore NFT. It's going to be big. Fantastic is a really nice person thus far. We've had interaction with them, and let's help their NFT as much as possible. Absolutely. What do you think of Brian Kelly and LSU? Absolutely. That's valid. It had recorded seismic activity because of the celebrations there. Absolutely. Almost 2 years, and that's from 6 different streams. So you're able to watch my life in 360 different degrees. You can even watch me from the ceiling. And I just, if you've seen the movie The Truman Show, this is essentially a real life version of it. I do my best to always have it on. It does occasionally go off because like my internet stream might go down or the app may crash, but that's why I have redundant streams. So I at least have six going at once. So if one or two of them go down, hopefully the other ones are going. And that's just on YouTube. I'm also live on Instagram. I'm live on Discord. I'm live on Snapchat and Facebook as well. So hopefully, basically, if I'm not being covered on one of the streams, one of the other ones will catch it. At times, difficult because streams go down. You always have to make sure that they're going. But once they're going, it's just basically filming your life, and it doesn't cause you any pain. It really isn't too invasive as I feel because I'm already have my life out there. My driver's license is on the internet. I mean, you can come to my house if you want. My address is 3921 Claremont Street, Irvine, California, 92614. I have absolutely no fear. And that's a really, it's a good thing because essentially within the relationships that I've had in the past, whether they be with my friends or with women who have also been my friends, I've never treated anybody with disrespect. I've never cheated on anybody. I've only been very honest with people. And when you live your life honestly, basically you don't really make too many enemies. So I think a lot of the times why people don't do it and sometimes want to stay more part something in their life, skeleton in their closet, so to speak, of which they're afraid. I really don't have any of those. I put my life to study what a human is like. Apologies. I hope you can hear me. Essentially, I think this will be studied at a university level someday, essentially, so that people will be able to study what a human is like. It's essentially the world's biggest time capsule. So we've seen the birth of AI, we've seen the death of the queen, and the coronation of the king, all within the last 2 years. It's been really wild, and post-pandemic. Great question. So I'm between 666 days and 2 years, and I don't want to quite celebrate 2 years yet, and I don't want it from there 777 or 800 days, and then from there 888 days, and then we have the 3 year um, anniversary. So that's just the last milestone which I achieved. Great question. I'm a Jewish rabbi, so we teach Jewish law on the stream. And I daven or pray on a daily basis. Don tefillin, if you know what that is, those little boxes that Orthodox Jews wear. And so I'm as religious as basically you can be on a 24/7 stream. But in addition to that, my that's my title, Rabbi. My first name is Michael. My Hebrew name is Moshe, but usually people just call me Rabbi. And if you're not familiar, Rabbi just means teacher in Hebrew. Absolutely. You can see, I mean, I shower on camera. I've got some posts there. I like to keep people entertained, and I like oldies music. So I like to play oldies, and basically, I'm a good old fashioned person who, loves life, loves good music, loves soul music, and loves jazz. I've done my best, basically, to create what life is like in 2023, from 2021 to 2023, essentially. But I would, especially if people watch it, we watch every major movie. So all the Harry Potters, all of the Guardians of the Galaxy, all the Marvel Cinematic Universe, all the Star Wars, all that is covered. We read all the major books, from Lord of the Rings to the Bible, to the Quran, and we watch as many documentaries as possible, all on here. So that essentially in the future, you would just have to watch my one stream, and perhaps it can be edited through AI and such, and you would get essentially all the major media that humanity's ever created. It's almost like a new Bible. I would, most certainly, and I certainly would. I certainly think I will in the future once the stream gets big. Interaction. Absolutely. I think, honestly, once people start to find out about this, they'll realize that data is the number one resource on earth. It might make me very wealthy someday. That's that's right. You got it right, my man. I mean, honestly, hey, give them the location and let's do it, baby. I I feel sexuality. Absolutely. I mean, I may be a very desired individual in the future if I become famous, and so I got to give people the location. They need to know where to go. I appreciate that, and I realize not everybody would want to do it. I also realize that if I had a wife and children, that it would be very invasive to them, and it wouldn't be fair to them, perhaps, to stream my life. That would be very selfish. So the fact that I'm young, I'm single, young enough, I guess, and single, gives me the freedom to be able to do so. And I think in the future, people will really study this, especially when AI is able to edit the film down. There are new apps out there that basically can take 24 hours of YouTube a day. Once it's really digestible and you don't have to watch huge amounts of content in order to see the interesting stuff, I think it'll catch on, perhaps globally. Lindy, can you hear Flabo? Absolutely. You can call me. You can text me right now if you want. I got my contact information there. I'm Rabbi Rothschild, baby. I have my driver's license on camera. It's lower in my post. So basically, I have no fear. I live in California. I definitely realize that. Can you repeat that, Lyndon? No, I'm heterosexual, though according to the state of California, I am non-binary, but I only have sex with women. But if you look at my ID, it's got an F. Oh, yeah, yeah, I am. I'm sorry, I thought you meant am I on the Grinder app, which is like the gay app. Sorry about that. No, you're absolutely right. That's what it does mean. I misheard you. I thought you said Grinder, and I was going to say I don't know anything about that. Oh, great question. I've launched a great question. I've launched apps on the App Store and Google Play, so I know about the major apps out there from an IT perspective. You got that right. Well, I want to thank you all for allowing me to introduce my appreciate it. And I look forward to speaking with you all in the future. I'm going to head on out for now, and thank you for the opportunity. Absolutely. Gang, gang, baby. I'm out. Take care, everyone.
And you know, here, there's a barbecue set coming up. You want to pop up for how you can get their food. We're not even today. We'll get talking. We can get another time, but we'll get through all this stuff. Check them out. It's Axiom, kitchenbbq.com. That's AXIOM, kitchenbbq.com. You find out more about who they are, what they're about, and all of that here. So please check that out. So we've got a festival coming up next weekend, and this is the inaugural event, correct? So yeah, this is okay. So talk to me. What's going to happen? How can people attend? What they look forward to? Can you think it? Oh, good. They're going to be there around 20 other vendors. Wow. And what's your style? I would keep this like one of the behind. So, when you talk about like women, you mentioned in terms of the option, traditionally, we probably had this this is what we're considered Australia. That's people in Australia and most of the club and open up the time, Apple as well. So, the folks at the outgoing county, the OC, yeah, great people over there. They threw me out to and I never looked back. I'm in theory. They use some of their rough food at the house, and they just their California style is beautiful. But really, really great stuff. So, when it comes to smoking, what's the biggest tip? Because I know a lot of, I was speaking about actually just for people wanting to smoke. But they kind of the club, return to the circle. I mean, two down. What the they want to go out, make sure the temperature level is 250, between 5 and 10, that's low as well. So, 250, between 5 and 10, that's low as well. So, and water, but it's in hot spot. So, we just focus on that. And you can argue that. Yeah, they never add anything to what you're supposed to do. It doesn't have that more flavor, right? So that keeps the moisture in, that keeps okay, you can only cook one, and from now on, only cook what is the one that you think is your recipe? This is the right, and after there's nothing like it. You don't want to cook red meat. It's one of, I had the pleasure of judging a couple of barbecue events. You will never be more happy. But it is basically, marriage, my boy, going into every barbecue. It really is amazing. And brisket, because you need brisket to get it so flavorful and tender. It has to be. And two, so on a normal Saturday, you could be a week where if you open, yeah, no, it's not that. You just say, oh, my here's the full report on you today, Jeff. This is TFI in Los Angeles, Orange County. We're watching everything, so you can watch your Saturday. Los Angeles, everywhere. the Middleton line with the 24-hour newsroom, either cyanide method, off more than 100 employees. Layoffs are affecting pharmacy technicians, administrative support staff, patient service representatives, and employees. The hospital says the cuts are needed to reduce costs and challenges financial environment. Just in right now, police are responding to a shooting at the Allen Premium Outlet Mall at the Allen, Texas, 25 miles north of Dallas. At least one person was incarcerated there in the Harbor. The fight started around 10:15 last night in a parking lot where it was this weekend featuring kids, rides, food, live music, and a custom car show. University of California, government agencies, and auto makers have solve tangent on the road using fresh artificial intelligence. The traffic jams come from drivers who suddenly brake or inflate during heavy traffic, causing other drivers to quickly lose the speed. The project, which is Circles, is developing a smart cruise control system that can reduce traffic detect. So far, has found that one car with the system on the road is about 40 other cars driven by others. Circles has this tech to help freeway congestion and prevent accidents on the road. President Biden is emphasizing that the debt ceiling and the budget are two separate issues. Unity of review on MSNBC issues. Unity of review on MSNBC includes 11 hour Biden says that have never been pioneers of the debt ceiling and GOP left out passed. Speaker Kevin McCarthy's budget on the last budget proposal last week, and Republicans say they will raise the debt ceiling if the president agrees to the budget. Boris has returned to the goal. And the report from the State Tourism Bureau says California's travel economy is on track to its historic heights pre-pandemic. At the tension in 2020, travelers came back from last year spent 93% of what was spent in 2019, where visitors come to record $144.9 billion in the economy. The strongest tourism growth has been in Orange County, San Diego, and San Francisco. The report then shows that California international tourism is coming back at a slower rate. It's not expected to be back to pre-pandemic levels until 2025. All right, let's set the road to part one. As it is going south away on the 110, on the north side of the 110, right at 53rd Street, they go to the actually clearing off the right hand shoulder. Up ahead, 110 northbound transition to 111 northbound right now. It's downtown Los Angeles. Low level, it's all vehicles that clear off the north road. But the 110 car is very strong. It's front of the line. Southbound side onto the bumpers from the back over to the freeway and the boulevard. Also close on the 101 westbound is the Charles Freeway. Are you looking to sell your home quickly? There were thousands of satisfied customers building grocery choice for homeowners. Younger on staff. They'll buy your home for a competitive cash offer. They can price you just no repairs are needed because they buy homes. And with the most 5-star reviews on Google and Yelp, it's no wonder why thousands of satisfied sellers have chosen Seller's Advantage for their home selling team. Seller's Advantage is your fastest and most stress-free way to sell your home. So if you're ready to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. Get a no-obligation offer at 888-321-CASH-888-321-2747, SellersAdvantage.com. Phone call number 0196165. Also, Johnny's Cash from Moment later this afternoon. I today, ranging from the weather to the 50 and West for Los Angeles. The next rally is next call at midnight with lows from 50 tomorrow that morning call to Arizona. 469 right now. 63, 4 reaches 57 and open to 24 I'm not playing. Here's what I do. I play it on your instead of just happening. Okay, you do I'll do me. I'm the only one that did. Okay, this is what we took the board. We got them here on Tuesday. Tomorrow, as a matter of fact, Q4. So Burger King is set to close. The whole is getting harder and harder to have a restaurant in California. And I think the things all come together. This particular Burger King that closed hundreds of restaurants. Well, I like Burger King. Now, I like most of the food. I'm love McDonald's. We can get a lot of fast food in the place with Burger King. It's expensive for a large family that we grow. So we can have a lot of fast food we did at McDonald's. And talk about those good shoes that I remember growing up with the third member of that community. Those were the ones that we had in our area. And so I enjoy being up them. Probably the one I go to the least is maybe Jeffrey Box. They have that real space up there too. I guess my girlfriend down. I've heard many times that as far as movies go, but it's one of the most underrated fast food stores on the planet. And that's also tied into this because they have fewer locations in California. Because California is a pain in the butt to know where to follow. So all of these kind of things tie together, and this is a place when it comes to do Burger King. There may be some other things, but we've got confirmation that they're going to close between 200 stores across the United States. So first quarter report comes out, hundreds of Burger King locations are closed every year, and right now they're looking to do more. These things happen because of many different things. The pandemic actually shifted a lot of that to a rise in fast food. The was one of the places that were open, and everything still has closed. So you could go and grab. But there are still problems in Washington State. So there'll be up here in 24 Burger King locations that have already put out 15 and that means ultimately fewer than 7,000 restaurants in the United States. So it's starting to get, and maybe that's just not the beginning for people. Burger King. The Whopper is great burger. It's delicious. I'm crazy about their fries, personally. And other things that they tried, I know they had sliders for a while, a couple of really important, but ultimately nothing can close. And I think we're going to see more and more things happen. Places are just going to have a hard time keeping up with different laws and finances and food. But the odds, the one making the best of the best is going to be harder to announce. Okay, the CEO is leaders in California is getting harder and harder. And the environment as a whole is changing. And so they keep having ambitions for growth and growth, but they're wrestling. So there's beginning uncertainty that could challenge this. And there's a lot of places that operate that talk about what is going. As I said, chatting about branding, talking to some of the owners, how come, I have to say, when I'm going for a drive, I check where there's a link. So where is there a link? And it will tell me, I have to get how come it's so hard to find branding. But, every office can have it done. And so it's all good. Politics and everything else.
Yes, I'm Rabbi Rothschild. Thank you for the opportunity. I wanted you to know that I'm very bullish on Dogecoin. I think that become more mainstream. It will be essentially which one can market itself the best. And essentially, Dogecoin, I think, has some advantages to it that other coins don't. Essentially, it started as a joke almost, like a meme, and it's really grown. It has a very identifiable mascot. And if I were to just take all the cryptocurrencies that are really in the world and put them in front of let's say a class of first graders, they're going to choose the one with the dog because it's easily identifiable. About what certain blockchain things are on. Essentially, I think it comes down to which one can market itself best. And I think Dogecoin has done a fabulous job of doing so. And so I want you all to YouTube, and I've seen the crypto space essentially evolve over the last 2 years live on YouTube, and all the choices that I think are available in cryptocurrency, Dogecoin is really a good investment.